Hey folks, here today to do the installation video for the Genie Bidet toilet seat attachment. This unit's nice because it's thin and it fits underneath your existing toilet seat. Comes with everything you need to install the brackets, the T-connector and white hose to feed water to the unit, as well as a brand new water supply line to replace your probably old and dirty existing one. The only tools you're really going to need for this are either pliers or a wrench. This is just to tighten and loosen all the plumbing connections. And then a screwdriver just to remove and then reattach your toilet seat. Okay, so first step on this is going to be to remove the nut from the T-connector and put it onto the end of the white hose. And then you're going to put the end of the white hose onto the tapered end of the T-connector. Now, if you have any trouble doing this, just go ahead and heat up the end of the white hose with a hairdryer or some hot water just to make it more pliable and easier to put on. And then once you've got that on, go ahead and tighten down that nut. And it should look like this when it's finished. And then also, before you connect this to the inlet for the toilet tank, just make sure that this gasket is pushed down all the way and seated correctly. Otherwise, it'll give you a little bit of an issue when you're trying to put it on the inlet. Okay, so the next step, before you disconnect anything, make sure you turn off the water from the valve that would normally be down here. This is just an example toilet, so it's not pictured here. And then make sure you flush your toilet just to make sure you get all of the water out of the tank before you disconnect anything. Once you do, just remove this end from the valve, and then this one, just take it right off, and you're going to put the T-connector on in its place. Now, this is an important part. When you put on the T-connector, make sure that it's nice and flush. Don't put it on at an angle or anything like that. If you put it on at an angle, you risk cross-threading it, which would cause a leak, and a lot of toilets don't have brass inlets anymore. They have plastic ones, so you could crush the threads too. So make sure it's just nice and straight, and it should tighten on nice and easy. You shouldn't have to force it. Okay, so at this point, I've connected the T-connector. I've attached the shiny new water supply line to the bottom of it, and I've also attached this to the valve that would be here. Now, I've also gone ahead and either with pliers or a wrench, after I've hand tightened these, I've gone ahead and given them an additional quarter turn with the tool just to make sure that all these connections are secure and there's not going to be any leaks. After that, you could either mount the bidet first or attach this. Now, if you're working in a really tight space, you may just want to attach this now, because it's going to be harder to see. But if you've got a lot of space to work with in your bathroom, I recommend mounting it first just to make it easy. Okay, so when mounting the bidet, make sure that it's centered and as far back as possible. You're going to put these brackets on and then spin them to line up with the holes. And then once you get your toilet seat on top, it likely has some bolts that attach it that are going to come up from underneath, but it does depend on the style of toilet seat that you have. Okay, so I've got everything mounted and attached. After I've checked all my connections, I'll turn on the water and I'll be able to test the bidet. You may want to put something over it or be sitting down. And I'll use this knob to turn it one way or the other, just depending on what spray that I want. The farther you turn it, the more intense the spray will be. So it allows you to customize it to your liking. And just one more note, please make sure your toilet seat sits flat and isn't lifting in the front once the bidet is installed. On rare occasion, with very inexpensive seat models, the bumpers, which are these little things right here, are molded into the seat, and they don't give it enough height to support the seat, and it ends up resting directly on the bidet, and then when you sit down, it can crack the bidet. Most people, this doesn't apply to, but if you do have a toilet seat that doesn't have these sufficient bumpers, then it could be an issue. So just keep that in mind. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to email the customer support, and have a good day.